Hello and welcome to Busted Magic. I'm your host, the True Scotsman, and it's that time of year again. It's time to brew. The spoilers are finished. The early access streamer event's coming up, and I need to make some decks to play. So I've been doing a whole bunch of decks, and they are complete jank. Some of them might end up semi-decent, but I've just been having fun with some new cards, really, just to see what we can get. So before we get into this one, please remember to like and subscribe, helps the channel massively, thank you. So this one is Abzan I Lost Count. So it's a couple $100, and this one we are looking at, it's a counters deck in Abzan of course. So we're playing 4 Stonecoil Serpents, because obviously it's probably just the best counter card. Here we go, one of the new ones, Swarm Shambler. 1 green, creature fungus beast. Swarm Shambler enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. Whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. So this obviously just stops everything but board wipes, of course. And it just gives us some value. It's a 1-drop 1/1. There's no reason not to play this card. It also has 1 in tap, put a 1/1 counter on Swarm Shambler. We're playing 2 Ozolith, because I think if you play in a counter deck, a couple of these is just worth playing. 4 Conclave Mentors from M21. If you don't remember, this is green and white. If 1 or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature you control, that many plus 1 1/1 counters are put on a creature instead. And when it dies, you gain some life equal to its power. Now, we're also playing a new card called Inscription of Abundance, 1 in green instant. Kicker, 2 in green. Now, if you don't remember how kickers work, you pay the 2 and then you pay the further 3 and then it's kicked. So, choose 1. If the spell was kicked, choose any number. So, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. Target player gains X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures they control. And target creature you control fights another target creature you don't control. So this is obviously a bit of removal, a bit of make my creatures huge, just a very solid 2-drop instant card to have in the deck. I've got 2 oozes, obviously because you can put counters on them, and obviously it helps eat those pesky Uros, so it's just a solid card to have in this deck. Here's one of the new cards. This is what the deck's semi-built around. It's this beautiful looking full art card here. It's called Grakmaw Skyclave Ravager, 1 black-green. Legendary creature, Hydra Horror. Grakmaw Skyclave Ravager, enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever another creature you control dies, if it had a +1/+1 counter on it, put a +1/+1 counter on Grakmaw. So this thing gets bigger. When Grakmaw dies, create an XX black and green Hydra creature token where X is the number of 1/1 counters on Grakmaw. Not only does it keep getting bigger, when it dies, it leaves another dude behind. Which for me, it's I might even go up to 4 in the deck because it just seems fantastic. We're also playing for removal Mithras of Nethroi, because it's quite possibly one of the best removal spells in Standard. It's only in Abzan, of course, you need to have the green and white, but it basically kills anything but land. Next up, we have another new card, Oran Reef Ooze. So this is 2 in green, it's an ooze creature. When Oran Reef Ooze enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever Oran Reef Ooze attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each attacking creature with a 1/1 counter on it. Obviously, this, if it starts attacking, just starts putting counters on everything. If you've got a Conclave Mentor down, everything gets 2 counters on it, and you can just imagine where this all goes nuts. We're also playing a couple of Bazri's Lieutenant. Once again, it puts a counter down, and when this or anything else with a counter on it dies, you get 2/2 White Knight. It's just a solid card against board wipes and stuff. We're playing Nissa of Shadowed Boughs, 2 black and a green. This is the new Nissa, folks. So, Nissa says, landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on Nissa of Shadowed Boughs. So obviously, you play this, you play a land, the counters go up. +1, untap target land you control. You may, which is a big bonus here, you may have it become a 3/3 elemental creature with haste and menace until end of turn, but just till end of turn. So, -5, this is where this card seems, the value comes in this one. You may put a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control onto the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2+1/+1 counters on it. So the -5 here in this deck could just be fantastic. We're also playing Pool of Kranos, and we're playing Elder Gargaroth. Pool of Kranos obviously is a zombie hydra for 4, 2 black-green, enters the battlefield with 6+1/+1 counters on it. Obviously, if you put this on with the Nisa, this comes in as an 8/8, which obviously seems a bit nuts. And obviously the Elder Gargaroth would come in as an 8/8 also. It has Vigilance, Reach, Trample, and whenever Elder Gargaroth attacks or blocks, choose one, make a 3/3, gain 3 life, draw a card. We're also playing one Great Henge, because obviously whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it and draw a card. There's a lot of counters in this deck, but it seems pretty solid, and without a lot of removal, I think this can just overpower quite a lot of decks. I think he'll just put way too much power on the board. Obviously, once the meta settles, this deck will get dealt with, but it's going to put a lot of stuff on the board very quickly. And it's going to be big stuff that gets bigger. So I'm interested to see how this plays. We did do a counter deck in the last set, and it was decent, won a few matches, but it soon got picked apart. This one, however, has more resilience, I think, because it creates creatures, but because obviously Skyclave Ravager leaves creatures behind. I think this is going to be slightly better. But we'll see, of course. So, mana-wise, we're playing some new lands. This is Branchloft Pathway, which is either green or white on the other side. You get to choose one and play it. Comes in untapped. We're also playing Bright Climb Pathway, which is white and black. Obviously, you choose which one. A couple Fableds, 4 Triomes, of course, and then just a bunch of forests, swamps, and plains. So this deck is Abzan, I lost count, and I'm quite looking forward to playing this. It looks very interesting, lots of different minds, lots of different ways you can play. You can make some really nice big creatures very easily. It's got some oozes, the Ravagers, Swarm Shambler looks like an interesting card, Nisa, of course. So I'm interested to see how this plays. I'm looking forward to getting this going. So of course, this is Busted Magic. I'm the True Scotsman. If you like any of the decks you see, please hit the like and subscribe. It obviously helps the channel. And check out all of our other videos. We've got a pile of deck techs on all different decks. So, thanks for watching. Bye bye.